Hello, it's Kevin here. Time for a video. First things first, disclaimer, fair use, etc. I don't know where this is from. One of my students sent it. It's Vietnamese. I don't know if it's a website or if it's a book or if it's on a site. Anyway, fair use, copyright purposes, blah 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 blah. So anyway, my student wrote her writing task on a couple of problems which I thought we would talk about. I think it might make an interesting video. So we've got the chart, 5 categories: spending by 18 to 20 euros in one country, 5 different products: food, clothes, books, smartphones, and toiletries. Okay, so we can see. So when you are approaching task one, you take the information from here, from the axes, from here, etc. As it says, overview, identifying, describing the key details, and include comparisons where appropriate. So that's something that you have to do. Okay, so the overview is usually 3 key trends or features that we have to include. So I'll show you her version. First thing is, it's way too short. 137 words or something. 137 words. That's way too short. So we can see they could have put a bit more wording, a bit more information in that. Overview, it's only got the biggest and lowest, which I would change, which we'll see. And there's not a lot of detail. So 137 words. If it's less than 140, you're probably going to get a penalty for being under length. That's how it works. Task achievement score in task 1. If you're under the word count, you get yourself a penalty. Now, there's a few ways we can expand it. Like I say, so I'll show you. I'll show you my version and hers side by side, so we can see how that works. So, original, the chart illustrates data. Well, it doesn't illustrate data. It might illustrate something else, but you can't illustrate data. The chart illustrates data on the young people in a particular country. So with some grammar, there's some vocab there. So the bar chart compares, which it does because it is meant to be a comparison, how much 18 to 20-year-olds in one country, 5 types of products with figures measured in millions of dollars. Now, I would always put in some quantifier in the introduction. What's on this axis? What's on that axis? How many categories, ranging from what to what? I mean, you could say ranging from food to books. I think it was, yeah? Food, the toiletries, right, yeah? So you could say something such as that. If you wish, so 5 different products ranging from food to toiletries. Have I spelled that? Toiletries. And you could then put measured in millions of dollars. So automatically we have an increase in the word count. It could be 140 something now. If we check it out, tools, 147. So we probably won't get a penalty now because it's not less than 140. Less than 150, but still we can add some more to a word count because that's the biggest issue here. So bar chart compares, figures measured in millions of dollars. Okay. While expensive food was the biggest, but products were the lowest in both years. Okay. Again, a little bit short. So highest spending, just to remind ourselves, was food. Then clothes the same, books down, and smartphones and toiletries up. Okay, so key trends, we've got 3, right? What's the biggest? What's the smallest? Out of the 5, 3 went up, 1 remained unchanged. That's it. So you can see we've got a lot more key features than in this one. Food accounted for the biggest, books were the least, spending increased. Now, you notice there's no figures here. There's no details, right? It's just the key trends. What went up, what went down, what changed, what didn't change. So that's pretty clear there, all right? And then it's just going into the details. Yeah, putting the figures and data. You can see the food categories led in consumption. So again, that's not very good language or phrasing. Spending on food was about 38 million. I think it's 38 million, is it? Yeah, 38 millions. So for some reason, she's done it $3,000 million to like thousands. I'm not quite sure why she made that error there. But you can see spending on food rising to roughly, kept it comfortably ahead. So start with the biggest first, then work your way down. That's a logical way to organize the information. Yeah. Then smartphone expenditure grew markedly, overtook clothes. Now, you notice what we're doing. Include comparisons where appropriate. This is where people lose marks. They don't do comparisons. They simply list the data. So meaning it overtook clothes. We're comparing smartphones and clothes. By expenditure on books, effectively halving, finally spending on clothes was stable, although it dropped due to the rise in smartphones. So we're making comparisons there. Spending on toiletries increased only slightly. The books group represented less than $1,000 million. So you can see if I can get them both onto the screen so you can see them both. So you can see how you could boost your word count in the introduction, as you can see there. And you can also see if the author had put 3 key trends like we have here, that would have boosted the word count again, and it would have been well over 150, maybe 160, even better. All right. So the introduction could be a bit expanded, the overview could be expanded, and there's no comparisons, really. There's a couple of comparisons here where appropriate, like it says. You don't have to you don't have to compare every single thing because that's not what it says. Where appropriate, make comparisons. And you can see how we can expand that. So there we go. So the main issue with the original, too short, and the overview wasn't quite showing the 3 key trends. The rest of it, not too bad, but some awkward phrasing and no direct comparison. So if you do it like that, that's what you'll get. Okay, so I hope that gives you some ideas. This just came a couple of days ago. I'm making videos and podcasts. If you check out links below, I've got a podcast at IELTS and OET as well. I've got my OET role plays for the audio examples for OET speaking, both on Spotify, links below. So check out those if you want. Check out my podcast. There's some episodes about IELTS on that. I did some earlier today. Posted some. So OET, IELTS speaking. Published that. That's very interesting. I take a listen to that one. IELTS speaking, the number 1 tip the examiners give. What else have I got here? OET. Yes. IELTS speaking, idioms that make you sound unnatural. So there's 2 recent episodes that I've published in this last week. There's OET stuff because I do all exams. I'm just reacting to my students. So, hope that helps. This is kind of short. I'll see you next time. Okay.